From social norms to belief systems and social practices, everything that does not occur naturally comprises culture. Culture varies regionally, nationally, and internationally. Cultural differences can often make the world a very difficult place to navigate socially. Individuals, especially immigrants and students, often struggle to embrace different ways of life and social nuances. They can often experience doubt and confusion when they are exposed to new cultural experiences. This phenomenon is known as culture shock. Many researchers have explored culture shock as a diverse and variable phenomenon. International students seem to have all experienced it to a good degree during their undergraduate or graduate programs. Language, ethnicity, and exposure to diverse cultures are central to determining the severity of the phenomena on individuals. Many international cadets have opinions on this topic, and it's interesting to see how their ethnic backgrounds shape their perceptions of West Point culture. We conducted interviews of a diverse array of international West Point students to gain better understandings of their experiences thus far.
Hey, my name's Saki. I'm from Pakistan. It's like a country in Asia that not a lot of people know.
Hi, I'm Uli Deladoko. I'm from Ferzai, Kosovo. I'm a cowie here and company D4.
I am Joel Zvia, Joel Calvin from Georgia.
Hi, my name is Lasha Mahira. I am from Rwanda and I am plebe at West Point.
What were your initial initial experiences? When I came here, I thought everyone was gonna be like, "Hey, this guy's a terrorist because I'm from Pakistan," and I need not get into that entire debate. But first day here, that perception was absolutely destroyed because my sponsors were absolutely wonderful. The first morning I went to the kitchen and my sponsor, she was like, "Hey, we've got the most diverse house in this entire area." I was like, "How so, ma'am?" She was like, "Well, we had a Muslim guy in one room, a Jewish guy in the other, a mixed couple in the next room, and their mixed children were Jewish down in the basement." So it was a very interesting scenario.
Well, first day I arrived, it was really hot, really hot. So I thought this is what the summer feels like. And first I thought it was like a place you can do anything, but that's not really that way. I guess the media does a poor job of portraying what the United States is like. So yeah, that was it.
Okay.
If we're discussing values, there are some values that I emphasize more back in Kosovo than are here. But at the same time, I just kind of see it. I kind of see that as a result of Kosovo being isolated for so long, and I think that Kosovo is going in that direction of emphasizing those values that you guys emphasizing now. Not that there are many different, but they're not. Some are more emphasized than the others.
Okay.
The difference I think between back home and here is that in here you're more individualistic, and back home you're more attached to a group. When you go out for dinner with your friends, you are mostly expected to pay, or what it's usually one of the friends who pays it. It's not divided, and it's actually frowned upon to be done that way.
So, main differences between Pakistan and America. Americans love to be like very outgoing. They love everything that has to do with being big and being excessive and being redundant. Whereas, like the rest of the world likes to have a little bit of finesse, Americans generally don't. They just like to have a lot of power and a lot of like big things. The first thing I noticed when I came here during Beast was the amount of food people wasted. Like, it may not seem as a big deal to a lot of you, but it did really come up. Like, I felt it a lot because back home, my mom made enough food for like the 5 of us to eat, and like the food she made, all of it was gone by the end of dinner. Over here, I saw people like filling up their plates with mountains of food and they wouldn't eat it, and that would just
you
or
know.
do you feel like you're an outsider?
Actually, it's funny because it was one of my last class at MX 400, and I said we, like it was like whoa, and I started laughing because it was funny. I meant like we, like a military personnel and all of that, but yeah.
Well, I wear a different flag on my shoulder, so I don't think so. I mean, like, there's the International FAQ, which is what are you gonna be when you graduate? So, second lieutenant. I've probably answered that more times than I have mentioned my name. So, yes.
So, do I feel like a member of society? Now, that's a very odd question, one, because you're probably not going to feel a part of society, and you're probably going to feel a part of society everywhere you go. But in America, like, you have such a diverse range of people that come here that initially, like, I didn't feel a part of society because I didn't really know what I was getting into. Well, once I got here, like New York City, like if you go to New York City and like JFK or any of the subways or any of the public spaces, you'll see a lot of people from South Asia. So slowly and gradually, I did feel like I was a part of society and I was generally accepted. Unless I tell people specifically that I'm from Pakistan and like really from Pakistan and not an American citizen, then they'll be like, oh, that's interesting, that's cool. That's generally the response.
Via Joe Calvin from Georgia. I initially, when I was coming, before I came here, my perceptions of US was a little bit different. I thought that the British English was spoken, and definitely I did not think it would be as individualistic as it is now.
Well, most of them have remained the same because, like, I don't know. I guess people don't really change because it's like you see a lot of perspectives when you talk to people. There's people that really are conservative. Other people just like are open to like change. So I'd say it's a bit early to tell. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
From our study, we have come to the conclusion that West Point does a fine job of helping international students adapt and adjust. We attribute this ease of adjustment to the fact that West Point is a total institution. Thus, the norms are just as inescapable and imposing as any other first-time cadet would experience. As the research from Rice and Laughlin suggests, students from less Western societies do have some initial adjustment issues. However, additional research from Zoo asserts that these students are able to get over adjustment issues because of the helpfulness and friendliness of cadets and teachers. These findings are certainly reflected in our interviews. Overall, our study has helped us discover that international students find West Point to be an inclusive place that helps mitigate the perceived culture shock.